say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. Why? Because I wouldn't die. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. Why? Because I had to try. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. Why? Because I wouldn't die. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. They say I'm stubborn for life. Why? Because I had to try.
Yo, what's up everybody, this is Stubborn4Life coming at you from the city of Fullerton out here in the OC 714, baby. I had to drive all the way from South Central, baby, to come and do this quick interview with my boy. Man, I have so much love, so much respect for this cat. Seriously, he's done so much that, you know, he's actually helped people, you know, make a name for themselves. He's put people on the map, and he's done it in ways that are so subtle, and I seriously don't even know that people realize this, you know what I mean? So without further ado, my boy Sal Rojas right here, founder of brownpride.com, founder of Feed Me Clothing, founder of, you have Fatigues as well, or something like that.
Feed Me Fatigues.
Feed Me Fatigues. I mean, he just has so much on his plate, man. He does photography and all kind of stuff, man. Sal Rojas, thank you for taking the time sitting down with me, dog.
It's all good, dog.
That's cool, man. You know, I read a little about your history, about how you started and when you started and whatnot. And you actually have a college degree in computer science or engineering or something like that,
Computer
right?
science was my major.
Yeah, and you let that go, like a career in that, and you decided to pick up a camera, and everything else is history after that, man.
I wouldn't say I let it go because it's still in me, and I use computers for everything I do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What I mean is to work for a company.
Yeah. Well, I worked at Boeing for 2 years, dog, when I was still in school. So I did a little like programming and stuff, and I was a lab rat, but my heart was in the streets, dog. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be in a cubicle lab rat. I wanted to be with the people.
There you go.
So
that's where Brown Pride came about, or what started first? Was it brownpride.com or was it the photography?
I've been a photographer. I always had it in me since like junior high, dog.
Okay.
So when I was in high school, I was in the yearbook staff. I took photography and I loved it. So when I got into college, like I wanted to be a photographer. I took a year of it, but I didn't see any money in it, dog, because there wasn't anybody for me to look up to saying, yeah, I can make a living out of photography at that time. You know what I mean? So I go, you know what, like computers are the future, dog. You know, I always wanted to start a Mexican, Latino computer company, and I went that route. So I got my degree in computer science, but I never stopped taking photos, dog, because we all take photos.
Right.
So I've been blessed that I've been able to merge the two together, dog. I love computers and I love photography, and Brown Pride is like the combination of those two, and I love it.
Right. How long ago did you start it? It was about 12 years ago, right?
13, dog. This year, 2010 is 13 that I started in 1997, dog. 1997 was like a dope year for me.
You know what? It seems that brownpride.com though kind of took a different turn throughout the years, because I know when I first discovered brownpride.com, I was actually in Florida when I discovered it, and I was looking into it, and you know, I noticed a whole lot of lowrider pictures, you know, mostly car show pictures and stuff like that, and tattoos. I know you still do a lot of photography on tattoos and stuff like that, but it seems that it took a huge turn into the hip-hop industry.
You're right. You know, 13 years, I've grown with it. You know what I mean? Like when it first started, it was a lot of lowriders, because I had a lot of lowrider photos from before Brown Pride.
Okay.
So I used to go to a lot of car shows in the 90s when it was cracky. Back when lowrider used to be in the Coliseum.
Right.
Yeah. Like I was around during that era.
Right.
So I have a lot of those photos I threw in Brown Pride back in like '97. But I always loved hip hop. You know what I mean? Like Frost, ALT, Lighter Shade of Brown, Cypress Hill. Like a lot of those groups never got any love from the source. So I go, you know what? These guys deserve the spotlight. They deserve a website that can show Latinos, Latino hip hop, Chicano rap, whatever you want to call it. And I was the first professional website to do that.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what I'm talking about. You opened up a whole lot of doors for a lot of cats out there that were trying to make a name for themselves, and you gave them that opportunity. You know, maybe without no self-interest, just out of your love for hip hop.
Yeah.
Out of your love for your people and for the music.
Well, that music was for us.
Right.
That music, what they did, like La Raza and Mexican Power by Proper Dos, all that was for us. But traditional media didn't give them any props, dog. So it took a Latino from me that appreciated that to give them the just that they deserve.
Now I know you actually took a challenge years ago and you put a hip hop show together that I know, you know, it could have been a turning point for you. You know, I know from what I hear, the sources tell me, you know, it broke your heart because of what happened. You know, and I'm not going to get into the details of the issue, you know, because it's still from the streets kind of thing. But it was supposed to have been something positive that unified our people through music and through the art of music and Chicanismo and culture. What kept you staying positive, staying focused on doing positive things within the hip-hop industry? Because you could have been discouraged. You could have been like, you know what, if it's going to be like this, forget it. And walk away.
I was like that for a while, dog. You know what I mean? Like I had a, like from the music standpoint, because like obviously I've been doing it 13 years, and when I first got into it, like 97, 98, when Psycho Realm, Master Underground, like those dudes were an inspiration for me. So when I got into it, those years to me were the golden years, dog. Like I loved hip hop. And once I threw that event and I seen like the ugliness of it, because there's always ugliness on the streets, dog.
Right.
But Brown Pride and what I did, I separate that from my website, dog. My website was positive, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I wanted to showcase Latinos as inspirational, that we have music, we have culture, we have a lot to be thankful for. But then like stuff like that, like I can't control that stuff, dog. I can't control knuckleheads, I can't control violence, because even if I try to, I know I'm not.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's beyond me, it's beyond. If society can't fix it, I'm not gonna fix it.
Yeah.
But I went like another route, dog. I started like looking more into the culture and why there's violence. You know what I mean? Like why is there violence in the ghetto, dog? Like we have to look at ourselves. We can't change the world without changing ourselves.
Right.
So I had to change me, dog. I had to change the way I see things. You know what I mean? And I had to like.
Quieres quitarme lo que traigo, entrarle a las patadas porque lo firme que tengo no me lo quita nada. Traigan varas y palos, traigan buenos y malos, que aquí sigo bien firme con cráneo representando, no tirando bandos, más bien tirando rimas que aplastan tan pesado como gorilas hormigas, estilo que tú miras donde quiera que pisamos, me firme sigo avanzando, orgulloso.